Hi everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon or good evening to you depending on where you're joining us from, and welcome you all to another episode of Identity in 15 powered by WSO2 Identity Server. So before we start off with today's sessions, I'd like to take a moment and say thank you to all our supporters of our YouTube channel, WSO2 YouTube channel. Because of your support, we have hit a milestone of 9,000 subscribers. So we really appreciate you guys' support all throughout our journey. And we really hope that the content that we put out were helpful to you in some way. And so thanks again. Let's get back to today's session. So today we are going to be talking about integrating Google with WSO2 Identity Server. So before starting off, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Nipuni Paris, and I'm a software engineer at WSO2 Identity and Access Management team. Today's episode is a bit special because today is the very first of the series that we are going to do in the next couple of episodes, where we talk about integrating popular connectors with WSO2 Identity Server. So let's quickly have a look at our lineup. So the very first one is Google, as you all know. We are talking about it today. And then we have lined up Facebook, GitHub, Office 365, and even sign in with Apple for you. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be talking about some interesting stuff when it comes to integrating all these connectors with WSO2 Identity Server. Having said that, let's go straight away to today's demo. So for today's session, I'm going to be using our latest product release, which is WSO2 Identity Server 5.11.0. So if you don't have already downloaded it, you can head on to website wso2.com/identity and access management, and there you can download our latest release from any of the installation options that you prefer. So since I have already downloaded and have the server up and running, I'll go straight away to the configuration of the Google side. So when configuring Google as an IDP in WSO2 Identity Server, the very first thing that you have to do is registering an application on the Google side. So to do that, you have to sign on to their developer console. So let me quickly go to their dashboard. So you will have to sign in with your Google account. Since I have already signed in, I'll straight away have the access to their dashboard. So in here, you will find an option called credentials to your left in the side panel. So when you click on that, you will be taken on to their credentials section. So in here, you will have an option to create new credentials. So when you click on that, you'll be prompted with a set of options where you can choose from. So for today's session, we're going to be doing a server-side web application. So we'll be choosing this auth client ID option. In here, when you create an auth client ID, you will be required to select the application type. So I'm going to be using web application. So I'll choose that. And here you can give a name for your client or the application. I'll simply say demo sample client. And then you will have to add a authorized redirect URI. So this URI is where your users will be redirected to after they get authenticated from the Google. So identity servers authorized redirect URI we commonly use is the common auth endpoint. So you click on that add URI button and you can add the common auth URI here. And then you just click on create. So then you'll be prompted with the client ID and the secret of your application. So make sure to copy this and make a note of it somewhere, because that we'll be using this when we are configuring the IDP in the identity server side. So let me quickly copy both the client ID and the secret, and okay. So just like that, we are done with the Google side of things. So let's head on to management console. So in here, under this identity section, you will find the option to add a new identity provider. So click on that. And provide a name for your Google identity provider. I'll just say Google IDP. You can either leave these fields blank or you can fill them out. For example, if you need a description to, to have a meaningful description for this, you can obviously add it, but you are not required to, or it's not mandatory for you to add these fields. So, and then let's move on to this federated authenticator section. There you will find all the connector related configurations. So since we are doing the integration with Google, we'll expand this Google configuration section, and make sure to tick this checkbox. This will allow you to use this IDP in your service provider side. I'll show you in a bit where you can configure this. So in here, you can copy and paste the client ID that you got from Google, and the client secret as well. So in here also, as the callback URL, you can put the common north endpoint. So as additional query parameters, you will be required to send the scope. The scope actually defines the access level or the control that you get over Google APIs. So here we'll send the email and the profile scopes. So by sending email scope, you will in the ID token that you receive when you get authenticated from Google, you will get this email claim. And if you send the profile claim, the scope as well, the user's default profile will be sent to you through the ID token. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the IDP configurations. So as you can see, the IDP has been registered. Now what you have to do is you have to create a service provider for your application. So I have already created one for my application that I'm gonna use for this demo, which is called Pickup Dispatch. So in here, what you have after all the protocol related configurations, you can go to this local and outbound authentication configuration and select the federated authentication. So if you have multiple IDPs here, they'll be listed down through this drop down. But since we have only one IDP today, it only shows the Google IDP. Once you select this federated authentication, you can update your service provider. And just like that, without having to change any code level implementations, you can integrate Google with your application, or you can integrate Google authentication to your application. So let's quickly try it out. So I have already have my application up and running. So let me quickly click login. So as you can see, you will be redirected to the Google sign-in page where you get to fill out your email, and then you can log in by entering the password. And just like that, you will be authenticated and logged into your application. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. So if you have any questions or concerns regarding today's session, I'll be happy to take them now. Just like that, you will be authentic. Let me check if we have any questions in the YouTube chat. We don't have any questions so far. Let's give it a couple of more seconds. So in the meantime, guys, if you come across any issues while trying this out yourself, please feel free to join our Slack channel and drop a message there. Our team will be happy to help you out. Even if you come across any issues when trying out Identity Server itself, I mean, not related to today's session, we'll be happy to help you out. Also, like, please give us your feedback and suggestions on these sessions so that we can improve ourselves further, and also just let us know what you guys would like to see us do in the future so that we know what we are giving you guys what you want. Let me quickly check it back. So seems like we don't have any questions. So I think since there are no more questions, we can wrap this up. So before I leave, so make sure to stay subscribed to this YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter so that you'll be hearing the latest updates from the WSO2 Identity Server. Okay then, hope to see you guys in the next episode of Identity in 15. Till then, stay safe and take care.